Simply put, Leicester City could really do with a win. Steve Cooper's side are yet to taste victory in the Premier League this season. Is this afternoon against Bournemouth when all of that changes. They pushed Arsenal all the way last week, but came away with nothing. 3 points, the order of the day at King Power Stadium this afternoon. Visitors Bournemouth, victorious on Monday night against Southampton, a performance which really impressed many and somewhat sent out a bit of a warning shot to the rest of the Premier League that despite the size of the club, they are not to be underestimated, and Leicester City will need to be wary of that fact today. Well, let's take you through the two starting lineups, starting with Leicester City, and Steve Cooper has picked 10 of the 11 players who started in defeat at the Emirates last week against Arsenal. Harry Winks, who started all but one championship game last season for Leicester, he drops out of the side. Extra attacking impetus brought in the form of Jordan Ayew. Jamie Vardy has a 1-in-2 record against AFC Bournemouth, 7 goals in his 14 games against them. How he'd love to boost that ratio this afternoon. No Hamza Chowdhury in the Foxes squad today, unfortunately for him. He dislocated his shoulder in an innocuous incident in training and so misses out. For AFC Bournemouth, Anthony Iraola has paired Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie in midfield for the last 5 Premier League games on the spin. It's a partnership which worked really well in victory over Southampton on Monday, and that continues today. In terms of goal-scoring threat, Antoine Semenyo has really caught the eye, scoring goals with left and right foot. 6 games, 3 goals in the Premier League so far this season. Well, Jerry, in these final moments before kick-off, when the fans are still filing in and the noise begins to rise, these players, they'll need to stay composed and calm, but they'll know the task ahead of them today. Yeah, absolutely. They'll have a game plan. You know, it's important, those words in the dressing room from the manager to his players. And there's no need to get desperate. You know, it's about staying in the game, about starting the game well. Can we start the game well? And that's something that's been missing for the majority of the season. Leicester coming through at the back end of games in the second half, but can they start the game well? They've had some difficult opponents, it has to be said, Leicester, up until this point, but as I say, this is a game where you're expecting something positive out of it, and they have to stay in it. They have to be calm in big moments in the game. You know, I said it earlier on when the pre-match show was on. You know, they have to try and find some way of getting a clean sheet today, and just being really, really hard to beat and really, really hard to concede against. In terms of the fact that this game is here at King Power Stadium, how influential could that be, not just today, but through the course of the rest of the season? Yeah, it's massive. Absolutely massive. Now, Leicester's record against Bournemouth isn't great. I think it's 2 wins in 10 games, and both of them have been here, so that sort of shows you how difficult the task ahead of them is. But it also shows you how important that your home form is if you're going to, you know, achieve anything at this level. Well, we are almost ready to get underway here at King Power Stadium in the Premier League. Leicester crafted so hard to get back to the top flight last season. Champions of the second tier, but yet to pick up that first 3 points of the new campaign. They'll be hoping that that changes this afternoon against the Bournemouth side, decked out all in white today. Leicester in their famous home colours, all blue. And Jamie Vardy gets us started here in the autumn sunshine on Filbert Way. Just 2 wins in the last 12 Premier League games against Bournemouth. But Leicester have some defending to do rather than attacking here, as it's whipped into the near post by Tavernier. A free man, and it's headed wide of the post. And the Bournemouth fans here at King Power Stadium felt that that was the opening goal of the contest. Not to be. Mes Hermansen diving away to his left, gladly sees it go past the post. A moment of concern for Leicester. Oh, you know, it's a free header, and he's not hit the target. He's about, I think he might have been offside. trying to step beyond Justin Kluivert, who's in from the beginning today for the Cherries, son of Patrick Kluivert, of course, former Barcelona striker. Played in towards Mavididi, over the halfway line for Leicester City. Once again, 4 white shirts around him, but he's managed to find a pass to Wilfred Ndidi in the centre of the pitch. Back towards Mavididi, left-hand edge of the penalty area. He's got Ayew on his outside, lifts it towards the penalty spot, headed away by Bournemouth, and eventually, defensively, they managed to get their duties done. Fass charging in there and crunching through Evan Nilsson, but a really good challenge, and he screams at Okoli just to ask him for a bit more support.
Yeah, absolutely. Okoli's the other side of the centre circle. He should be covering Wout faster and coming on to that ball.
What a pass from Justin, lifts it over the top for Buonanotte, who's into the penalty area and onto his left and firing into the roof of the net for Leicester City. Leicester lead in a huge game in the Premier League, and it's Facundo Buonanotte. Rifles it into the roof. Excellent pass from Justin, and that's given this place a lift. 1-0 Foxes.
Oh, what a fantastic finish from Buonanotte. Great skill, just showed the defender a perfect dummy. After what you say, you know, it's a lovely little ball. It's a give and go here. He gives it to James Justin. Then he makes that run. He just flips it over the top of the defender's head. James Justin, beautifully weighted pass onto him. And then he comes up against the full-back, Buonanotte, and this is where the class shines through for him. He just stands him up, feints to go down the line, comes inside onto his favourite left foot, and then he just lets fly into the roof of the net.
Plenty of Premier League games under both of their respective belts. Not so many for Okoli, of course, signed in the summer by Leicester City, but he's managed to play the ball into the centre, and Ndidi for Fass, on for Justin, and Justin for Buonanotte, and Buonanotte on for Vardy, who's in for 2. Well, you never see that from Jamie Vardy. You never see that from Jamie Vardy. He's missed the chance one-on-one, and he's missed it by a long way, Jerry Taggart. Left-footed, just never got the connection on the ball. It was excellent stuff from Leicester. Maybe just a hint of offside in it, but it was level at worst. And his left-footed effort is closer to a corner flag than it is to the goal. Bodies to aim for Bournemouth. Defensive figures in there for Leicester. One of them, Zabani, and his header, I think, just comes off of the outside of the post. Oh, yeah. Well, Zabani was one of those figures which you could clearly see was going to make a charge for the ball. He managed to get his head on the end of it, and it grazes the post, and Leicester breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, again, it's a free header, 10 yards out.
And doing a good job of keeping Leicester in that defensive position. Okoli looks to turn away. Christensen, first time ball into the centre of the pitch. Buonanotte's not alert to it, and it's going to spin here for Christie. Excellent save by Mads Hermansen, down to his right. And Bournemouth, they really sucked Leicester into the trap there. And the Foxes equal to the shot thanks to a big right palm from their Danish goalkeeper. Excellent save.
Yeah, great save. Big moment.
Bournemouth's captain, Adam Smith, delivers towards the near post. It's all the way through and all the way in. And Bournemouth have their equaliser. Leicester have been tested by the Cherries with set pieces all afternoon. And the visitors have found a way to break through. But wait a second, the flag is raised. It won't stand. Listen to the applause inside King Power Stadium. The assistant referee's put his flag up. So the Bournemouth goal is chalked off, and we're back to 1-0 Leicester.
Well, I said it was a big moment, and it proved to be, in Leicester. No, they've definitely got away with one.
I'm not sure if it's Evan Nilsson there, who just gets ahead of Ayew at the near post and makes a play for the ball.
Absolutely.
It does go all the way in, but the Brazilian
is offside when he goes for the ball.
The Brazilian, it might well even flick the back of his head and go into the back of the net, but that's why the decision's been given. And this game, again, mention those substitutions that Iraola made for Bournemouth to try and gain some control in the game. It just feels a little bit open and erratic at the moment, but it's an opportunity here for Sinisterra into the area for Bournemouth, onto his left, crossed into the area, headed onto the crossbar by Ouattara and behind. It'll be a goal kick, but once again, AFC Bournemouth hitting the woodwork. They hit the post with a header, and they've hit the crossbar now with a header. And this time Ouattara, who looks to the heavens, and it stays Leicester 1, Bournemouth 0.
Well, he's had 2 free headers now, Ouattara. And how he's not scored. He is 2.5 to 3 yards out. Sinisterra does brilliant to pick him out. He just lifts that one up. Little floater.
Ayew goes to ground, no free kick, under the pressure from Senesi. Scott between the lines to try and find Sinisterra. Excellent challenge from Skip. Now it's Osson Edouard. On for Ndidi. Fatawu, he's got a chance here to run at his man, which is Senesi. This is Abdul Fatawu, white shirts flood back, can't feed Osson Edouard. Back to his feet, though he's still got it. Abdul Fatawu's effort, he strikes it straight into the face of Osson Edouard, and that is just bad luck, Jerry Taggart. It was excellent from Fatawu. He had control of it, then lost it, then got it back again, and his effort just cleanly strikes Osson Edouard straight in the front of the face.
Yeah, I think he waits for the runner at Edouard. It's a good block from him. For me, he needs to play that a split second earlier.
And Leicester, they're still in front by that narrow margin of just a goal to nil.
Oh dear me. This is gut-wrenching at the minute.
You can feel the tension, the nervousness around King Power Stadium. Corner for Bournemouth in the dying embers towards the near post from Tavernier, and there's the whistle. Leicester have done it. The 3 points they so desperately craved have been secured. A first Premier League win of the season for Steve Cooper's side, and how they deserved it. They showed guts and desire and quality when it mattered. Facundo Buonanotta's effort inside 16 minutes, onto his left, and bang, smashed it into the roof of the net, and that was enough to seal the deal on the day at King Power Stadium. They could have had more, Leicester City. Jamie Vardy missing a one-on-one. Questions over a potential handball as Mavididi crossed the ball into the box, but in the end it was Buonanotta's effort that remained the difference. Bournemouth did have their opportunities, hitting the post and the crossbar. They also had a goal disallowed after Evan Nielsen was ruled offside from Adam Smith's free kick. But in the end, Jerry Taggart, the scoreline reads Leicester 1, Bournemouth 0, and my word, that feels good.
Yeah, clean sheet, first clean sheet of the Premier League season, and that just shows you how difficult it is to get a result. And we said Leicester needed a big performance today. They needed the 3 points, and they got it with a clean sheet and 1 goal. So, you know, all that hard work for a change has paid off for Leicester City today.
A performance like this, Jerry, requires everyone to play their part. So it's hard to pick out 1 or 2 performers in terms of who you would suggest would be player of the match today. But Vass was outstanding at the back. Justin had a brilliant first half. Buonanotta scored and worked so hard defensively, as did Jordan Ayew. But if you were to choose one, who would you go for?
Yeah, I mean, you've named all the usual suspects there that today, you know, we're heading above everybody else. But I've got to give it to Wout Faes. I thought he was outstanding today at the back. He read every situation when Leicester were in trouble and came to the rescue on so many occasions. So yeah, Wout Faes gets it.
Well, thank you, Jerry, for your company this afternoon here at King Power Stadium. Stay with us because the lads in the studio have got plenty to dissect. Leicester City have beaten Bournemouth in the Premier League by a goal to nil.